The reason we gather together is to seek the Lord and come into His presence. And we don't need to have a building for that. Jesus said when He was talking to the woman at the well, He says it's not going to be in Jerusalem, it's not going to be in Samaria, but God is seeking those who will worship Him in spirit and in truth. It's not the location, it's the gathering of God's people seeking to worship Him in spirit and in truth. That can happen in this venue, that can happen in your home, that can happen when 2 or 3 are gathered together. I want to read from Psalm 84. It says, "How lovely is your dwelling place, Lord Almighty. My soul yearns, even faints, for the courts of the Lord. My heart and my flesh cry out for the living God." That's really what we're here for. We're not here to get more theology, to have fun, to have a good meal. We're here to get into the courts of the Lord and to be in His presence. And later in that psalm it says, "Blessed are those whose strength is in you, whose hearts are set on pilgrimage. As they pass through the valley of Baca," which is a place of weeping, of agony, of pain, of need. It's a dry, thirsty valley. When they pass through it, they make it a place of springs. The autumn rains also cover it with pools. They go from strength to strength until each appears before God. And this past week, I felt like I was going through a valley of Baca. There's some things going on in our lives, and God also revealed some things in my life from my past that, had caused a lot of pain that I had just kind of run away, And God, what we need to do is, when you got places like that, of discouragement, of pain, of hurt, of wounding, invite God into that and walk through that valley. Don't avoid it. Don't run away from it. Don't just cover it up. God wants to bring springs of living water into those areas of our lives. And He will bring springs of living water. And it says, "Better is one day in your courts than 1,000 elsewhere." We'd rather be a doorkeeper in the house of God than dwell in the tents of wickedness. The devil sets up his tents in that life. He says, "Come in here. Come in here. God's not going to take care of you. I can make you feel better. I can give you comfort. I can give you addiction. I can give you pleasures. And you can just avoid all that. Just quit. Just quit fighting. Just quit going. Stop. Stay here and forget about this journey that you're on. Come into the presence of God." It kind of, I've always liked the Appalachian Trail. It's like we're all on the Appalachian Trail. And we got a long ways to go. But set your heart out. I'm going to make it to Maine. I'm going to make it to the other end. And if you get on the Appalachian Trail in Georgia, about 30 miles in, there's a store. Half of it's on one side of the Appalachian Trail, the other half is on the other side. They got everything you need there. And by the time people get that 30 miles, they realize, I got the wrong shoes, my back is hurting, my sleeping bag is too heavy, and they'll take you in there, they'll go through your whole backpack, they'll tell you what you need, this is not going to work, that's not going to work, you need a different backpack, you need to carry the weight in a different way. Forget about canned goods, they're way too much, you got to have dehydrated food, and the shoes, you got to have good shoes if you're going 2,500 miles. And people take their shoes off, and they throw them on the power lines across and tie the shoestrings together, and they're hanging. All these shoes are hanging up there. They got their real shoes. Well, this place is like that store. This is a place where you can find the equipped, where people can lift the heavy things off your life, where you can find renewed energy and strength, where you can get prayer, God can bring deliverance, and God can encourage you so that you can continue on that hike. And you're not going alone. There's always a group of through hikers that are going to keep going, and they keep encouraging one another. So that's what we're here for. We're here to seek the presence of God Don't give up. We're going to make it, and we're going to make it together.